Hello everyone, and welcome to this audio podcast. This audio podcast as part of the cluster. This audio podcast as part of an overview for the IBMS awards in the category, around the category Team of the Year 2026, and for the category Team of the Year 2026, and this audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics production. So, as part of this audio podcast and in as part of this audio podcast overview, a look at sort of in around this category, there are in sort of responses to four different questions. One of the first questions is describe the team's objectives. So traditionally, kidney disease and laboratory investigations are prompted by general practitioners or GPs and or sort of nephrologists or kidney specialists. However, often there can be little or no healthcare service provider involvement relating to the educational elements of clinical care. Since the publication of the Department of Health National Framework for Renal Services, Part 1 in around 2004, abbreviated as the NFRS 2004, and a Part 2, Part 2 in around 2000, and around Part 2, uh, in around Part 2, where Part 2 looked at sort of additional aspects or additional aspects or elements in around kidney care services, and the educational aspects of healthcare provision in the clinical context have been restricted to the confines of the clinical environment, or have been too overwhelming for healthcare service users. However, there have been retrospective efforts where clinicians and researchers have looked to co-develop efforts to encourage better clinical services through patient involvement or healthcare service user involvement, and the this has been through the NFRS, and the NFRS the NFRS and elements of patient and public involvement, or PPI, and initially through what was referred to, or what has been referred to retrospectively, as the Clinical Trial Transformation Initiative, or CTTI. However, it is only when the National Institute for Health and Care Research, or NIHR, sought to interlink efforts for clinical trialists, academics and researchers, and healthcare professionals and patients, when NIHR 2014, NIHR involved in was in NIHR involved as a guideline was introduced in 2014. The ultimate team objectives, therefore, have been to see that there is a co-developing of kidney-focused educational themes, and that can be provided by scientists and frontline healthcare professionals and allied healthcare professionals. The objective, additionally, is to see that there is opportunities for patients and professionals to utilize the RPSG, the Renal Patient Support Group social media platform, to attain evidence-based education according to point of care education, according to point of care education, or POCE, which can form part of EPRs, or electronic patient records, and routine appointments according to kidney focused scenarios. So, as part of the second question under this category and Team of the Year 2026, and looking at describe the work carried by the team to deliver upon objectives. So, again, patients and carers can have various questions relating to kidney care following sort of appointments. Following appointments, and the RPSG and KDOS platform, social media platforms, have that have sought to have linked evidence or looked to link to evidence-based and scientific practices to support adults and pediatrics or young people suffering with varying forms of kidney disease. And since RPSG and KDOS and platforms have an extensive or have had sort of an extensive membership or healthcare service users sharing lived experiences. There have been a team. There have been a team effort so that the academic institution, there's one academic institution in the United Kingdom where science students could also get an understanding of ways to develop and co-develop research to develop scientific and research works. And between the two social media platforms, there is or has been a patient focus. There had been a healthcare service user focus, and where founders and co-founders, administration, and moderating teams had historically encouraged and supported healthcare service users. Aligned with this, there has been a science-focused prompt to encourage patient and professionals involvement to work together in meeting mutual objectives surrounding scientific efforts and practices. The research has looked to deliver educational support aligned to POCE and healthcare services according to the NIHR 2000 NIHR Involved 2014. Again, many RPSG and KDOS project have recognized the importance of collaborative working between patients and professional service professionals between patients and professionals across collaborations to deliver cutting edge efforts. Now, with social media availability, this allows researchers to investigate and contextualize to investigate and contextualize and better understand lived experiences, and this additionally allows investigators to attain real perspectives and worldviews surrounding healthcare services and missed opportunities where education can bridge gaps. Through the analysis of publications, this has allowed research to also highlight meaning and how best practices can be achieved for healthcare service users. Additionally, by incorporating reflective practices and reflective practices. The third question in around this category, looking at IBMS awards and Team of the Year 2026. The third question is, what outcomes did the team achieve, and where possible, utilize quantifiable data. Quantifiable data. So the RPSG has RPSG and KDOS social media platforms in collaboration with Storm Robotics Production additionally have highlighted evidence-based practices where the focus has been to enhance patient care through both awareness and research surrounding healthcare sciences and education. And the RPSG and KDOS platform networks across Facebook, social media, Twitter or X social media, and ResearchGate social media, and additionally in around Instagram social media, YouTube channels, Instagram social media, YouTube social media, and TikTok social media and SoundCloud social media. Another important basis is where the RPSG social media has additionally has a blog page or a blogspot page, which has has journal posts representing aspects or elements in around kidney care, and the RPSG officially launched its website in around 2020, which looks to support early career scientists, but also ultimately encouraging best practices. An important collaborator in context of what had been achieved was where the RPSG and KDOS has also been has also had a collaborative effort with Storm Robotics, which is which is mainly an audio podcast platform that has had over 140 audio podcast series surrounding blood sciences, pathology, and laboratory medicine. Storm Robotics audio podcast has also been a collaborator between the social media platforms, highlighting how patients and professionals and researchers uh, who look to prompt best practices can also encourage a better world. So, in around the fourth question, and around this category, looking at Team of the Year in 2026, why does the team deserve to win? So, between the RPSG and KDOS social media platforms, there have been vibrant online communities that have sought to drive and integrate kidney care awareness research with an ethos surrounding evidence-based medicine and healthcare with scientific practices, and through collaborative efforts this has encouraged the use of social media collaborative audio podcasts relating POCE being added into the mainstream, but where mutual objectives have also been to highlight areas of scientific evidence-based practices to highlight areas of scientific evidence-based practices, and in line to disparities and inequalities. The social media platforms have grown exponentially and have been a resource for all who live with varying kidney diseases. Storm Robotics Productions has also been an important collaborator again between the social media platforms, in, for the between the social media platforms, highlighting how patients and professionals and um, researchers can collaborate or look to collaborate, and the RPSG and KDOS and social media platforms and the academic institution in the United Kingdom, in collaboration with Storm Robotics Productions, deserve to win this award. That draws this audio podcast overview to a close. This audio podcast as part of the cluster. This podcast as part of an overview for the IBMS Awards and the category under Team of the Year and 2026. And this audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics production.